If you feel like you're left behind, you don't have enough time, you would like to double your income and get to single digit body fat percentage, so stay in great shape, then it's time to take action. And actually, it's a lot simpler than you think. So right now, it's my 36th birthday, and today I'll show you how I built from zero experience in game development an online gaming company. And you don't need a huge startup with massive funding. The game has changed, and we started from nothing with just a couple of childhood friends. And you just need the idea, and then you need to start executing. And actually, how we did it. So here you can see the game, and we just launched it.
You've made it. Let's move.
It's an honor, Captain.
You started this fight, and now we're going to finish it.
All right, so we just got that update out of the game, and we've started to get a lot of reviews on the game, mostly 5-star reviews, but then also like it was some guy who basically couldn't, he became like a miniature dude because his body in the game was somehow messed up. So we didn't get that positive review, but otherwise like really positive reviews of the game. People are hyped. And yeah, that's me in the suit playing with the VR headset looking like John Wick. And that's the game. And that's the idea, like you start from nothing and then you just go. So basically, how do you start building something if you don't have a lot of funding and you're starting from zero? So here, if you look at the gaming market, here it's a huge market. Like if you like Google it compared to like Hollywood or music industry, it's a lot bigger. But the issue is then that you get a lot of competition. So that's why you need to start niching down and then even further. And if you actually look at how investors overall look at the market, so you then if you look at these different segments, then you can see that all right. So here is the serviceable operational market, and then you have the same, so the serviceable addressable market and the total addressable market. So when you look at this whole thing, then you basically see, well, it's upside down now, but it's SOM, SAM, TAM. So if you start try to sell to this market, then you will need a lot of funding. But then when you start to niche down, so VR market is super small. And then when you look at like the action segment and a guy in a suit playing a staircase looking like John Wick, we're the only game in the world. So that's the idea. You just have to have a good idea. You start building the game, you start building your product, like also how I coached people like building their own business or to get in shape. It's really about focusing on the signal, not the noise. Like the grass is always greener on the other side, but really the most successful people are those who start saying no to things and then start to really focus on the thing that matters. So basically, like when you're in a niche market, you can then see that there's not a lot of competition. The segment is undervalued. So while you then start to think that, okay, but if there's no competition, is there any demand? Well, there's like 30 million Quests, like VR headsets sold that we are selling to, which means there are 30 million potential customers. Now, in the first stages, you can start something like this. You don't need any funding, but on the side, you can also then do consulting. So I'm sure you have like $1 million idea, like some interest or hobby that you are really good at. And if you're good at it, you start making content. And when you start making content, then you can actually start talking about it. And then you know the pain points of the potential customers. You can, for instance, sell a high ticket to them and then start working on that scalable solution. That's what I've done. And then of course, like to develop this entrepreneur's mind, you gotta have an athlete's body and the soul of an artist. And today is actually my 36th birthday. I'm gonna show you how you actually can start to develop that mindset by having a very minimalistic routine for training, because most people are confused because most fitness advice out there is complex And that's what the fitness industry wants you to believe, that it's some complex hack. But actually, you'll see here in my today's workout routine that you don't need much. You need push-pull legs, simple exercises, one each. Even if you would do one set per week, you will see results compound over time. That's the magic. So then, of course, like it's not just the workouts, it's also the diet. You really need to just think about like calories in, calories out. If you want to build muscle, go on a calorie surplus. Or if you want to burn fat, then you want to be on a calorie deficit. Now you want to eat enough protein, so make sure you get over 100 grams of protein per day. That way you can actually stimulate the protein synthesis, which is actually when the muscle is rebuilding after the workout itself. And then, like, of course, like the macronutrients of like try to eat more clean, less fast food. And for myself, 16/8 fasting is most beneficial. It's not mandatory. And I don't think you should go into super long fasts if you don't want to. The evidence isn't clear there. However, if you look at supplements, I'm a huge fan of supplements. So I think of them at like this, like how can you boost your sports performance, but also your mindset. But 99% of supplements are not what they state they are. So you want to focus on the basics like omega-3, magnesium, zinc, vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin C, turmeric, and a few others that I also talk about in the 7-day, 7 free elite habits that you can also start on your journey if you actually want to change your life. And of course, then those basics, if you do them long enough and like the culmination of fitness and finance, so building your business, is to take daily long walks, 10,000 steps. That way you can actually boost calorie burn, calm down the mind, and actually develop the mind of an artist. So if you found this video valuable and you want to see how I've taken these very simple steps into being on the road to a muscle up world record at age 36, make sure you check this video. Or if you want to delve in on how we actually built this gaming company and you're interested in building your career to the next level or a side hustle, then check this video on how we went from 0 customers to then getting up to even $1,000 per day and then ultimately fundraising $350,000. Then check this out.